Yo, what's going on, guys? Mush back at it with another video. Want to go over some Palworld updates as far as an interesting interview over at thegamer.com. I'll leave a link in the description box below. Check them out. They do good work over there, and they have this interview if you want to read it for yourself. I'll go over some of the highlights. Obviously, Palworld very much in the discussion over the last month or two, going back to the lawsuit with Nintendo. And really, I don't even have to primarily focus on the lawsuit. It's been one of the standout stories in gaming of 2024. As far as new IPs go, you look at Palworld, Black Myth Wukong, Stellar Blade, those are some of the incredible standouts as far as new intellectual properties really popping off. And Palworld, I saw it being a success leading into the release of the game, not to the level that it was. And I had always had some concern as far as legality issues, and obviously that came to fruition just about a month and a half ago with Nintendo filing a lawsuit against developers Pocket Pair for reasons that honestly sound a little bit nonsensical. But let's talk some highlights that were said in this interview with Sam Woods as a part of Tokyo Game Show. Noting dealing with overnight success, the idea for Palworld came from our desire to blend various game genres and offer a new experience. The monster-catching element provides a sense of familiarity and exploration, while the survival and action aspects add a unique twist to the gameplay. I think that's an element that everybody talked about going into the release of Palworld to dispel any notion of there being legal trouble, because from a fundamental gameplay and design standpoint, it is so far removed from Pokemon, it is so far different from Pokemon, and really offered something a little bit fresh and unique within the realm of monster collecting. But, obviously, you know, that ultimately didn't stop Nintendo from doing what they did. They also noted, we were pleasantly surprised by Palworld's early success. More than anything, though, we were grateful that players embraced this new experience. The unique concept resonated with many players, and our focus on listening to feedback and growing alongside our community played a big part in its success. We are very satisfied with the current player base. Palworld is a game that allows players to enjoy at their own pace, and we aim for long-term growth rather than focusing on sudden spikes in concurrent players. We value sustained support and the growth of our community. Let me just break it there and talk about this for a second. I'm so happy that Pocket Pair has been at the forefront of constantly reiterating it. Look, it is very cool to look at the concurrent player numbers and seeing peaks and spikes at north of 2 million concurrent players. That's great, especially for a game like Palworld, because it's a buy-to-play game that they already made their revenue. Like, those 2+ million people that are playing Palworld concurrently, they got $30 from them or whatever the local conversion was. They've made their money, and it's not a live service game, so it's open for people to come in and come out at their own pace. And obviously it was going to peak initially with the immense amount of hype and anticipation and just catching lightning in a bottle. That's really what the initial Palworld success was in a lot of instances. It was lightning in a bottle. There was a little bit of a lull in a lot of big game releases, and it's something that people just wanted to play, and it captured the interest of the more mainstream gaming zeitgeist. That is not going to be sustainable for the course of an entire year, and obviously with it being in an early access game that's not finished, it has a finite level of content, and that's fine. That's not a bad thing. Actually, it's a healthy cycle that gaming does go through. On top of that, there were some rumblings that it might go free to play or it might go live service, and they did completely shut that down. We never envisioned Palworld as a live service game because we wanted to provide a rich gameplay experience where players can enjoy the game at their own pace. We plan to support the game for a long time, offering new content and updates based on the feedback from our player community. Our goal is to continue evolving and growing the game. The PlayStation 5 version was part of our plans from the beginning, however, we prioritized delivering the best experience for players on the initial platforms first. With the strategy of gradually expanding it to other platforms for the PS5 version, we aim to release it at the optimal time to ensure it provided a satisfying experience for players. That PS5 version went a long way, even though it would have been ideal to have a PS5 version. You know, the console that the majority of people do have, and especially in Japan, is by far, outside of Nintendo's platform, the bigger console versus Xbox. It would have been nice to capitalize on the hype and the momentum by having a console version on PlayStation 5, but hey, better late and at a satisfactory level than, you know, early and broken or whatever the case was with that. The future of Palworld as an IP, it certainly will be growing as they are looking for a mobile release with Krafton's PUBG Studios, that they are working on a Palworld mobile title. Then there are other aspects that they could delve into. We believe the world of Palworld holds many possibilities. While we can't share specific details at the time, we are always exploring the ideas to further expand this universe in different genres and approaches. approaches. We haven't made any plans for a sequel, but we are always thinking about ways to expand the world of Palworld further. For now, we are focused on bringing new content and updates to our player. Way too early to talk about a sequel, given that we are still in the early access period, but do I think that Palworld can evolve? Do I think there's a lot of opportunities? Yes, a Palworld, like, this is pushing the cart before the horse a little bit too much. It's kind of impossible not to when we talk about this with an early access game, but some sort of adaptation in other medium, like, I'm not saying an anime, but, like, could you imagine a Palworld style anime? Like, that again, you might get into murky legal territory when it comes to stuff like that, but things like, monetizing it in other avenues. A mobile game makes a lot of sense, and other entertainment properties are creating toys and all of that kind of stuff. It's a very easy thing to market and just have ideas and how to monetize it or grow the brand, because yes, the video game is huge and it's bigger than anybody could have ever expected, but there are ways to expand that brand now that, it's kind of sustained at the level that it's going to be at for now, and we'll see how it does progress as we get to 1.0, but there's other avenues that Palworld certainly can go into, and we already know that there's a joint venture with Sony Music Entertainment to establish Palworld Entertainment, and that is going to be accelerating the multifaceted global development of Palworld and its further expansions. Now, whatever that means, I don't know. That could mean something like a television series, an anime series, but, that's pushing the cart before the horse a little bit too much. They concluded the interview, noted, "We are very interested in the possibility of an anime adaptation, but there are no plans at the moment. The world and characters of Palworld would certainly lend themselves to animation, so we're open to exploring that possibility in the future." I haven't watched the Pokemon anime series for a long time, but I feel like something a little bit interesting in that realm would also go a long way, but like, a Palworld anime would always be something that would be starkly different, and an anime would inherently be narrative-driven. That would make me want a narrative-driven based version of Palworld even more, because while I like what Palworld is bringing to the gaming table, I am more so about my point A to point B experiences, as in the game has a start point, it has an end point, it has post-game content, side content, sure, but there's a start of the story, there's an end of the story, and that's what I would personally like to see. I'm probably in the minority on that, and more people just want to see updates in the current form of Palworld, which is fine. You want more of that? That's what they're going to ultimately do. I'm just talking about being selfish for a second. I would love to see some sort of narrative focus, but right now, I think we got to take baby steps. We got to get through this lawsuit, and then ultimately we got to roll out more content in early access, get to 1.0, but I think the future is incredibly bright. And remember, this is year one. It's already a juggernaut, a colossal success. As long as they can get through the lawsuit and put that in their rearview mirror, the sky is the limit as far as the potential ceiling for Palworld. Even if they never get back to 2 million concurrent players, that's a lofty, lofty goal. They don't have to. They could continue rolling out content, having a healthy player base, and still doing very well for themselves, and hopefully that remains to be their goal. As long as they can get through this lawsuit, like, that's the main thing that concerns me a little bit, Nintendo being whack, but we'll see how that transpires, and certainly I will keep you guys updated. But shout out to thegamer.com with that interview. I'll leave a link to that in the description box below, so go check that out. But that's going to do it for me. Let me know all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. And again, the ceiling for Palworld is incredibly high. I'm incredibly optimistic, but at the same time, a little bit concerned for obvious reasons. But your thoughts down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Hey, what's going on, guys? Mush here again. Hope you enjoyed the video. As you guys might know, YouTube's notification system is sometimes a little bit wonky, even if you're subscribed to the channel. Maybe you're not abundantly aware that I uploaded a video. To remedy that situation, make sure you hit the bell notification button. This way, whenever I upload a new video, and I try to upload as consistently as possible, you will be notified directly of the upload, and you can watch it as soon as it goes live. I would really appreciate it if you guys hit that button so you can stay up to date with all of the content I'm posting. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.